What's up, everyone? It's Sam in the studio, and today I downloaded Logic 10.5. Now, preface all of this, I haven't watched too many tutorials yet, and Logic is not my first DAW of choice. It's something that I just jumped into recently. In fact, since they had a 90-day free trial, I played with Logic years ago, kind of jumping back into it. I'm starting a new course on recording and mixing, and I realized that quite a number of the people that are interested in my course do use Logic, and so I wanted to refresh and touch up on it. So I've been working through, I'm already versed in Pro Tools, but I'm working through Logic and Reaper and Studio One, and just trying to get multi-DAW lingual that I'm able to help people with different types of DAWs. So all of that said, I'm not a big Logic guru. I'm going to preface all of that. So I downloaded it because I saw these new features on here. And again, this is like you're witnessing me exploring something new here. So here's Logic Pro, and you can see 10.5 now. And when you go to File, you can do New from Template. And so you have your normal new project, although now you have something called live loops. You have a couple different options, new options here. And then there's starter grids. And that's what I wanted to look at because this caught my eye right away. So I started clicking on these. It'll take a minute to download them if you click a new one. I clicked on a couple of these already. So if I click on this one, Solaris, and hit choose, you're going to see you're not going to see me anymore. Actually, I can buy a little real estate here because, okay. So this is interesting. This is kind of new. So just in the last, hour or two, I'm pulling this up. This is like the first time I'm ever seeing this, this as well as probably thousands of people that are updating. I did read someone online say that they updated and that certain plugins were no longer working. So you might, if you've been doing a lot of Logic mixing and have your system and ways of doing things, and this doesn't look interesting to you, then maybe don't update just yet. I'm just throwing that out there. So let's see. So this is all interesting. These new blocks, and as you'll see, as I hit play here, and it took me just a minute. I've only been on this new thing here for like minutes, not even like an hour. I was just barely playing with it. But from what I gather from this, and you can see this looks kind of like your normal Logic thing, and you have your pans and your volume. But here they have loops. Now, I just figured this out by clicking around. I haven't even watched a tutorial yet. If I click down here on this little arrow, this is going to play all the loops in this row. So let's check out just a random kind of pre-slug thing that I pulled up. Okay, so oh, I wanted it to stop. Okay, there we go. So you can see that there's these little boxes and the little wheel spins around. Now, so here's something you can do. Let's just listen to just the synth pad. Oops. Okay, see, I don't even know what I'm doing already. I thought I could just click on one of these. Okay, maybe I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, maybe I need to turn this off. Okay, so there's a learning curve to this. Obviously, I am trying to just play one of these things. Okay, so I guess a way around that, I could have sworn that I had one of these open and I was just clicking on individual ones and it was just playing that one. I guess you could go over here to the solo button and sample. Now this, obviously you can see from the little icon and everything, it's the same. It's the same loop right here. So you can change loops going this direction and that direction, which is interesting. What if I click on these little arrows? Okay, so here's your other choices of loops. So now I've changed this one to do something different. So maybe a little bit of a chord change or something like that. One thing that I'm just gonna point out or see right off the bat is kind of like the layout and the feel of all of this. I'm not sure yet. I mean, the color coding thing is interesting. It's cool and colorful to look at. You can kind of see in one fell swoop, kind of like the grid. I have yet to figure out how to play and have it just go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I tried like holding down shift and highlighting. Well, wait a minute. Let's see now if this will jump from patch to patch. So I haven't figured out yet how to make this um, go through. And again, it's you're gonna probably thinking, dude, why don't you watch some tutorials and figure out how to do it? And I probably will, but I guess a little bit of it is, like some software, some things like are user friendly enough that you don't even need to watch tutorials if I've been on recording, for 23 years. So, and I get it. I get what this is, but so it's not totally the most user friendly thing to me yet as I'm. So there's like an ending part right here. I could have sworn I would just click on a individual one and it wouldn't play the whole thing. So there may be something I'm missing here. I need to go in and click on. Editable performance recording. That sounds interesting. They do have some new kind of things. Okay, look at this. So here, this folds out. So this is this row right here. Let's just solo it. And if I fold this out, now I have the things separated, kick, snare, and all these different patterns. The one thing I'd be really interested in is how quickly can you build a song like this with these kind of little spinny boxes and then kind of flush it out so that it's in a timeline so that I can go and edit. Because I feel like for a lot of Pro Tools, Logic, Studio One, Cubase, we're so used to, this does have a Ableton Live kind of feel of like loops. But if you're gonna use this as a songwriting tool and be able to change the keys and lay everything out and be able to chop stuff up and work on it. So the sounds are cool. I went through a bunch of these different sounds. So they have some new, double click on here and now you have this kit right here and it's got some controls for it. And I have the red light recorded. Let's reach over here to the keyboard. Okay, so that feels like a normal thing. So, but what I don't know is like how, okay, so click here to record. So what did that just do? Okay, so I recorded in there, like, is there a way to easy quantize that real quick? Oh, there we go. There it is on the MIDI notes. Okay. All right. So I see. Okay. That's normal to me. And that's looking like good. You could probably, highlight all this and quantize it pretty easy. And then you have a loop. So let's see. If I double click this, is this a new, I'm thinking about naming it and moving it to another box. Maybe if I hold down the shift key. No, that's not doing it either. Oh, what's that? Oh, here's some editing and different things for, transpose. That would be nice for songwriting too. Bounce and join. Bounce cells in place. Okay, so a new track, source, mute. Okay, so you're just watching me kind of mess around here. As far as like the sounds go, I opened up a couple of these already, so I want to save that one. So again, you're going to new template, and here's a couple more that I downloaded. And then if it's not downloaded, you need to download it, and it kind of like lands into this place. I wonder if they'll make more starter grids with more sounds, kind of like Native Instruments Machine has those pre-slug packed. Let me try clicking on Neon Dreams. All right, this one I must have downloaded. It's open. Okay, same thing. It's kind of a color coded. You got chop samples and let's see. So you can see there's quality sounds in there. Here they have the kick and snare laid out separately. Again, let's just look at the rhythm section here. As a producer and someone who makes tracks really fast, myself in Pro Tools, could I latch onto this and figure it out? Maybe. And I used to use Ableton Live, so I'm a little bit familiar with kind of that kind of thing. I'm always just looking for ways that I can get sounds and get cool sounding stuff. And there are some cool sounds in there. So maybe there's some great possibilities for building tracks quick. Another thing I noticed that I'll just point out with this is when you go to new, then look, tutorials right here. Tutorials on the step sequencer, the quick sampler, which I haven't even got into yet. Oh, there's a new demo project. It's Billie Eilish. I opened this up and listened to it. The audio quality sounds great to me. As far as being a mix engineer, I've never been a super fan of mixing in Logic. It gets better and better. I think they're doing certain things better and better, but I just feel like yet Pro Tools has a little bit of edge for me personally on editing and mixing and be able to see audio. And once you've just done it for so long, and that could be it, could be old dog, new trick, kind of thing. Maybe if I started mixing and editing on Logic, I would have gotten faster at that and be more visual and able to work with it. So all of that to say, the sound quality sounds great on this song. Project templates. You got your normal project templates like you did before. Know a lot of songwriters working in Logic, so it'll be quickly to kind of get into that. But I think it's this new starter grids thing. So they got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So they have 17. Oh, Prismatic Sound Pack New Disco. Oh, maybe that's the one I'm on right now. And so again, if I click on a new one, it is going to, you can see here, my internet isn't very fast, but it's spinning. So it's going to load up a new thing like what you saw here that's kind of pre-slugged. And again, it reminds me a little bit of the Machine packs that you can buy that have pre-slugged songs, which I would throw out there that I use like quite a bit. I use Machine, sometimes the pre-slug kind of pack things, like I'll just like open it up and which one did I just download? I already lost it already. Was it Skyline? Oh, no, I thought it was down here. Skyline Masher, Rising. Oh, Edges and Angles. No, I think that's the one. Okay. Oh yeah, it's highlighted right here. Let's open up this one and close that one. And don't save that one. Machine has become a like go-to thing for me to just, sometimes I'm even only just ever pulling out, I don't know, like kick and snare sounds off of there, or it just depends. Or sometimes I use it kind of like as a base to like lay out, which would be something like this. So I could see this having some potential. I wish I knew how to hit play and make it go through all of these different things. Let's see if I can just get one of these. See, now it worked this time. That's so strange. I tried just clicking on one of these before. And oh, very interesting. And I guess kind of like Machine, this has like a tempo like pre-slugged in and a key, G minor at 180. So that's interesting because I wonder if there's a way, here's what I'd want to know. Is there a way to pull in my song I'm already working on that say has a voice and acoustic guitar, and I know what tempo is, I know what key it is, and somehow have that reside somewhere on the timeline, and then be able to go through and kind of like, Oh, this is arcade right here. Interesting. I wonder, oh, if that's just an arcade sound. Ah, yeah. But speaking of arcade, that's another tool I've been using a lot lately, by Output, to where I can tell it, what the key of the song is, and it locks into the grid, and then I can sit here and play with samples and like flip them in a new way to see how they might work within the song. For me, it's all about working quick and intuitive and coming up with something that sounds cool quick. And so I need to work on this more. Oh, I did want to point out this because I did do this earlier when I was messing around with this. If you go to Window and open Mixer, you do have this now on a mixer window. So, and you can see, look at this. This song already pre-slugged has a tape delay with a bit crusher at the end. So that is on bus 1. So let me get to a point in the song. Let me just do like, let's see if I highlight this synth. Okay, then we're right here. Let me solo it and let's see. Okay, so there is some mixing right there, capabilities within, because you can pull up the mixer window. So I feel like I see it. I feel like I see kind of what's going on here. Maybe it's just a matter of playing with it a bit more. The sampler thing I'm gonna have to get into. I'm really interested in that. I wonder if you just do tracks. So you have new tracks, new audio track, that's normal, new software instrument, new drummer track, that's normal. Let's see, other new track with duplicate. Okay, so I'm wondering if how to plug in this new sampler player. So just need to go through here a little bit more. I'm gonna check it out. There's a step sequencer. So here you go, the step sequencer, and this would be, so if I wonder if I just hit play. Let's see. How come it's not a... Okay, so I'm gonna guess nothing's loaded into this yet. It's gonna take me some more time to play with some of these new things. 16 steps, MIDI region. Yeah, it needs to have something like plugged into it. But this looks like your normal kind of step sequencer. That especially guys doing dance and electronic music know step sequencer and kind of how to plug stuff into that. All right, I think I've gone on long enough. But just this is checking out for the very first time. Hopefully I'll get this down a little bit and be able to coach and teach a little bit on it. My main thing is coaching and teaching recording and mixing. If you're interested in that, Sam's Recording Academy, just look it up, samsrecordingacademy.com, www.samsrecordingacademy.com, helping people a ton with their recording and mixing and all kinds of stuff like that. So, all right, this is a first look at Logic Pro X 10.5. I don't know, what do you guys think? And maybe some of you have been in on it already, so write in the comments below like what you think. And I'm signing off. I'm going to play with this a little bit more and see what I get. Peace out.